Hi friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is just gonna be a good old get ready with me. I had a couple things I wanted to play with more. I had like a new thing to play with. I was doing my makeup. I'm getting ready for the day. So it is a literal get ready with me. I was getting ready and you're here watching. And I really don't have much else to say. It just is what it is. Let's hop in and do some makeup. Okay, hello, let's get ready. I'm just getting ready for work today and I figured I would just take you along the journey. I've already done my brows and I primed with the Glossier Future Dew, so I'm prepped and ready to go. Let's just dive in. I want to use my Milk Makeup Gel Tint again. I just love this so much. I literally have not stopped using it ever since I first tried it. I feel like I've used it probably the last, gosh, like 9 or 10 days in a row. I use the shade 2 and I'm just gonna dot this around. And I'm actually gonna use my sponge today to blend it out. I haven't used a sponge with this yet. I've only used a brush, so I figured I would try it with a sponge as well. I'm sure it'll work. I feel like I don't typically have issues with the sponge, but we will just see. This is a sponge from Salem Cosmetics. But how are you doing? I'm pretty sure the weekend will be over by the time this video goes up. So how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? I don't really think we have much going on this weekend. Partially working, partially errands, I suppose. Definitely need groceries at some point. And then I also want to transition the decor in my home from Valentine's Day, Halloween vibes to Springoween vibes. Spooky spring. Pastels and things like that. Not a fan of it getting hotter out, but I do like the colors of spring. I like the vibes. I think it's very cute. I'm just gonna use the Milk Makeup Future Fluid Concealer. Not really much of an Easter person. Not that Easter's anytime soon. I think that's like at the end of April, but I will make little Easter baskets for the cats because that's just fun. So far I am liking what my complexion's doing with the sponge, so that's nice. This is just honestly one of my top favorite foundations I've ever used. I feel like I've used it enough times now and worn it for full days. I want to say every single time I wore it, that I can make that claim now. I just think it's so pretty. I feel like the sponge made it look extra dewy today too. I did use a very dewy primer as well though, so I love that combo though. I love the glow. Go ahead and go in with some liquid blush. This is one of the new Glaminatrix shades. It's in the shade Warm. I've worn this once so far. I mixed it with something else, but I haven't worn it by itself yet. And I kind of want like a little bit of like a orangey, pinkish kind of look today. I think that'll be fun. I'm gonna use a brush for this. I'm gonna use my Sigma F43. I'm just gonna pounce that out. This will probably mute out a good bit after I set with powder, so I might even add some more later, but I'm okay if this looks like a lot to start with because like I said, it's probably gonna tone itself down. That's such a pretty orange. It's such a juicy shade. Very, very cute. I'm gonna set my under eyes and like T-zone area with my Kosas translucent buttery powder. It's like a yellow brightening powder. I kind of switch between the yellow one and the pink one just depending on what my blush situation is. I feel like if I'm doing something more pinky and cool toned, I'll use the pink one, but if I'm doing something like warmer like today, I'll use the yellow one because neither of them like really make too much of a difference on my skin tone, honestly. I feel like just kind of going with the same tone is just what I've been doing. So just grabbing some of that powder and I'm just gonna press that under my eye. So what have you been doing lately? I know I ask pretty much every time, but I'm always just so curious. Like, what are you watching, reading? Do you have any fun plans coming up? I just love to know. I want to catch up with you. Now there's a couple movies that I want to see. I think there's a new scary movie, either out or coming out soon, The Monkey. I want to see that one. I've heard it's good. I also am dying to see, oh, what's the movie called? Is it like Mickey 17 or something with Robert Pattinson? That looks so funny. I cannot wait for that one to come out. I'm so excited for it. I also really need to start the new season of White Lotus. I haven't started it yet and I'm so excited for it because I loved the first 2 seasons and I've been itching for this one ever since they teased that it was gonna be a thing. So I need to get on that as well. I'm behind. For the rest of my face to set down, I have a new powder to try out. This is one of the new What's Up Beauty setting powders. It's like a pressed powder, obviously. Mine's in the shade Light. I have not used this yet, but I usually like to use some kind of, you know, pressed powder, finishing powder to set the perimeters of my face, just so that nothing moves or gets sticky. I do have normal to dry skin, but I don't want my face to be sticky either. So just a light little something just to keep it all together. I also am in the salon all day today, so don't want to risk melting with blow dryers and stuff going off everywhere. I say everywhere, I'm by myself. It's just me and one blow dryer, but you know. I feel like that powder looks nice. I mean, I feel like unless it looks cakey, I'm pretty much fine with it. Like, I feel like it set me down nicely. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't look cakey. I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm gonna go in with my bronzer now. I am getting so close to finishing this Fenty bronzer and Into Sun. It's crazy. I'm gonna use this Sigma brush, the F44 to bronze. Just gonna blend that on the, you know, cheekbones. I feel like that orange blush is still popping through pretty nicely. I feel like I'm going for just like a very sunny look today. There's a cat trying to break in. Hi, Riku. Hey, buddy. Would you like to say hello? Would you like to say hello, buddy? Look how cute you are. He has this little pizza toy that he's obsessed with that I gave him, well, all the cats for Valentine's Day. It has like heart-shaped pepperonis and he carries it around everywhere. So that's what he was doing. He knocked on the door to bring me some pizza. For powder blush, I do want to layer this one from Rare Beauty and Cheer over top of it. I've been using this blush in particular a lot lately. I just think it's so pretty. And I thought it would layer really nicely over that orangey one. So I'm just taking my little Singe F06 brush and I'm just dusting that over my cheekbones. I just want like a light layer of it. Nothing too crazy. Oh yeah, I feel like that's so pretty because you can kind of see the orange peeking through and then you get like that kind of pinky shift with the glow. I think that was a great decision. Really liking this combo. I'm liking what my skin is doing. I think that all looks really lovely. Just gonna make a couple little freckles with my Nabla freckle pen. Just literally a couple, nothing too crazy today. For highlighter, I'm actually gonna use one of my shadows from the palette, although I don't even feel like it's super necessary because that cheek is just so glowy, but I'm always down to add more. But for now, I'm just gonna set my face with my Urban Decay hyaluronic and we'll move on to the eyes. Moving on to the eyes, I realized I have not used the Unearthly Thinking of You here on my like main channel yet. Like I did a video on YouTube Shorts and Instagram, but I didn't do like a sit down video like this. So I wanted to play with this again and give it a whirl. This is very much kind of like a spicy neutrals sort of palette, like kind of like a half colorful, half neutral. It's definitely not like my #1 favorite color story from Unearthly, but they just have so many good palettes that this one just isn't quite my vibe in comparison, but it is still really pretty and the formulas are really nice. So if you're into kind of this warmer, spicy neutrals sort of palette, I think you'd really, really enjoy it. For my like upper lid blending out, I want to kind of utilize that dark brown into that tangerine light orange. I want to play with some of that like cranberry shade on the lower lash line. I really want to put that yellow shimmer all over the lid as well, and maybe some of the pinky in the inner corner. Kind of like a pinky orangey sort of moment like I mentioned at the beginning. So I think I want to start with Cursed Cloth, that orange. I'm going to use this little blending brush from Simply Posh. I'm just gonna start blending this in that outer corner of the eye and just kind of flicking it outward. Just getting a little bit of a base laid down before I go in with that brown. I'm gonna take that brown now, unraveled. I'm gonna use this little Blend Bunny B4 brush. And I'm just gonna really kind of focus it on that outer corner of that lash line and kind of angle it up. And then I'll kind of scoot it in a little bit. And I want to just kind of fade into that orange, creating, you know, kind of an elongated shape, if you will. I'm also gonna pop some of this on that lower lash line, about like 2/3 of the way in. Then I'll go back through with a little bit more of that orange to kind of finesse and finish off that blend. Honestly, nothing too complicated with the crease work. I feel like this is gonna be one of those looks where it really doesn't take too much effort, but it's gonna look really impactful. Just a smidge of that orange on that lower lash as well, just to keep everything blendy. So for the lower, I do wanna take Pinned Heart. I'm gonna use this little Sigma E30 brush, and I'm just gonna run this really tight to my lashes, focused more so in the front half and kind of fading into those browns. I am gonna add a pink shimmer down here as well, so that's gonna kind of bring it forth a little bit more. But I just wanted a little bit of this like pinky raspberry shade going on first. And I'll make sure that's kind of blending in with that brown nicely. So for the lid, I'm gonna start with my NYX Glitter Primer. I'm just gonna take a little dollop of that on my finger, and I'm just gonna tippy tap that across my lid. And then I wanna use Broken Charm, that really pretty shimmer yellow. That's so pretty. I remember a time when like shimmer yellow was just like not a thing. Gold was like the closest you could get. And then eventually yellow shimmer like started to become a thing, and I was thrilled because I love yellow eyeshadow. Yellow has like forever been one of my favorites. It's just such a pretty color. And I want to take Twisted Fate now, that shimmer pink. I'm gonna use my Singe E11 brush, and I really just want to like kind of smear this pink on top of that berry shade that I put down earlier, because I just wanted this like more sheer shimmer pink to have a little bit of a background, so that's kind of why I put that first shade down. And I'm focusing this on just like the front half, and I'll let it kind of fade into everything else. I think that looks really, really nice. That like splash in the front there, it's really cool. For my inner corner and face highlight, I want to use Wicked Wish. And I'm just going to take my Rare Beauty brush. I guess I could do the inner corner first, but I didn't. I got too excited to dive into the face, clearly. That shift is so pretty. I love the little pink sparkles in there. I feel like everything on my look looks so cohesive. Like I feel like the balances between the orangey tones and the pinky tones are really doing it for me. It's really nice. Okay, now let's highlight the inner corner. Got a little ahead of myself there. All right, threw on my mascara. This is the Kush Waterproof, and then threw on my eye pencil. I used Joyride. I thought that burgundy pencil kind of suited the lower lash line really nicely. And then for lips, I kind of just want like a warmer nude. I'm gonna start with the #1 pencil from Freck. Just gonna line and lightly fill in. And then for lipstick, also from Freck, I'm gonna use the Makeout Club lip pencil in Shy Hottie. One of my favorites. It's so good. Love this formula. I feel like this color looks so pretty with this look. I really, really like that. Thanks so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. I feel like this makeup turned out really nice. I'm really happy with just how my complexion looks. I love the balances of the orangey tones with the pops of pink. The yellow on the lid I think is so pretty too. I'm really pleased with this. But I would love to hear your thoughts on just what we talked about, the makeup I used. Tell me all the things. If you made it to the end of this video, leave some pink and orange emojis because that was very much the theme today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And if you wanna, you can also subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And also in my description box is a link to my second channel if you want some additional content. And if you would like to, there's also a link in my description box to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.